Hey, what's up and welcome back to the school tutorial where in the first part I showed you how to do most of the exterior. In these next two parts I'll be showing you how to do all of the interior, which includes all the classrooms and all of the other stuff. And before I continue this build, I'd really appreciate a little smash on that like button, as it really does help me out and I'd highly appreciate that. So let's not waste any more time and let's get back to building. Here are all the materials that you will need for the interior of this build. First up, I'm going to show you how to complete all the interior for the sports hall here. So first up, I'm going to show you how to make some badminton nets. So for that, firstly, I'm going to grab myself a birch fence and also some cobwebs. First, if I just go to the left-hand side here, just on this point here, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3 birch fences going up like that. And they're going to go across, and just when I get to this point here, I'm going to place another 3. Like so. And then just in between these, just from the top block, I'm just going to place loads of cobwebs going across. I'm just going to do the same thing for the other side. So again, with these birch fences, from this point here, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3 fences going up. I'm going to place another 3 on this point. So as you see, I'm just placing the edges of these fences. I'm just placing them where you see this white bit of marking, because that's the marking for badminton. And then with these cobwebs, from the top point, placing a row going across. And the next up for some basketball nets. So for that, I'm going to grab myself an iron bar. I'm also going to grab myself a smooth quartz block and a smooth quartz slab, and also a hopper. So for these, if I just start on the left hand side here, just above this yellow pillar there, I'm just going to place 1 iron bar. And then in front of that iron bar, I'm just going to place a smooth quartz block with another one on each side. And then I'm going to place 1 just on top of the middle point. And then I'm just going to add a slab on each side. And to finish it off, I'm just going to add a hopper there for the net. So that'll give us our first basketball net there. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So iron bar down like that. 3 smooth quartz blocks, 1 on the top, and then 1 slab on each side, and then to finish off, a hopper in the middle there. And the next up for the projector screen, which is going to roll up and down. So I've got some white wool here to begin with. You're also going to need a grindstone. And firstly, just from this pillar here, so what is that, the 4th pillar going across, I'm just going to follow it up and place some white wool like that. So a little bit of white wool at the top should line up with that grey pillar there. And then I'm just going to extend that by another 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like that. And then just on each side, I'm going to add an upside down grindstone. Like so here. So that'll create our projector screen. And the next for the projector, because you're going to need that for all of the assemblies and stuff. If I just go to this yellow pillar, just where these entrances are. Firstly, I'm just going to follow that going all the way up to the top until I reach with that block. And then I'm just going to count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, like so. On that 8th block, I'm just going to place 1 deep slate tile wall. Just like so. And I'm just going to place another one below that. And then for the actual projector, I'm going to grab myself the black concrete, black carpet, and a beacon. Just underneath that wall, I'm going to place 1 bit of black concrete like that. Next to it, adding a beacon, and on top of that beacon, adding some black carpet. Like so there. To give us our projector. And then finally, the last thing we need to do in this sports hall is to add some lights. So for the lights, you're going to need some chains and also some lanterns there. So firstly, with this chains, if I just line up with this orange pillar just there, so that's on the side where the entrance is, I'm just going to follow this going all the way up to the top until I meet there. And then I'm just going to count across 1, 2 blocks. And then on that block, I'm going to place 2 chains going down like that. And then I'm just going to add a lantern underneath. And then I'm just going to leave a gap of 7. Then I'm going to place another 2 chains and a lantern. And then another gap of 7. 2 chains and a lantern. Another gap of 7. Another 2 chains and a lantern. A final gap of 7. And another 2 chains and a lantern. And if you have done this correctly, these lamps should line up with these coloured pillars. If you see what I mean. And then next, I'm going to leave a gap of 7. Then I'm going to place another chain, followed by another chain and a lantern there. And then again, I'm just going to repeat this going all the way along, just so they line up with the ones that we've done before here. So I'm going to place these, leaving gaps of 7 once more. But I'm just going to skip this middle one, because that's where the projector is. And if I just keep going across, just until I line up with that light. Another chain there. Another chain and a lantern for the next light. And then leaving another gap of 7. And then finally, another 2 chains and a lantern for the middle bit of lights. And then going back to this side over here. I'm going to leave another gap of 7. Placing another chain. Followed by another one. And then a lantern. And then I'm just going to mirror what we've done with this section once more here. So just placing the same design, leaving gaps of 7. And just so I line up with those pillars. So once you've placed all the lights, you should end up with something that looks like this, which completes our sports hall. Oh, and before I forget, let's also grab a Burt sign. And just on the second block in the middle of the entrance here, I'm just going to type in sports hall. Like so there. So with the sports hall all done, it's now time to start doing the interior for the main school bit here. So first up, I'm going to show you how to do all of the wall layouts and stuff. So for this, firstly, I'm just going to grab myself some white concrete just there. And if I just go to this corner over here, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks going up like so there. And I'm just going to thicken that by 1 more. And the next, I'm going to leave a gap of 8. And then I'm just going to place another bit of white concrete like so. So there should be a gap of 8 here. And then I'm just going to extend this point up all the way to the top. And just thickening it 1 more. That'll leave you something that looks like this. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself a black stained glass pane here. And then just from this point here, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panes going up like so. And then I'm just going to thicken this by 1 more. So just doing that going all the way up. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 2. And then I'm going to place another pane like so. And then just building that up to the top there. And next, I'm going to grab myself some more glass panes. I'm going to grab myself a red one, an orange one, and a yellow one. So firstly, with the yellow one, just there, I'm just going to place 3 going up like that. Followed by 2 black stained glass panes. And the next, I'm going to add another 5 glass panes going down. Another 5 black ones going down like that. And then starting from the top, switching to the orange, I'm going to place 3 going down. Followed by 2 black glass, just like that. And the next, adding 5 black glass panes going up like that. And the next, moving to the red, placing 3 going up. And then 2 black ones on top. And finish off 5 black glass just on the end there. And that'll just create a cool little pattern for a wall here, which will be the entrance to the canteen area. And the next, going back to the white concrete, if I just go to the back here, and then just from this point, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white concrete go along like that. I'm just going to extend that up by 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks like so. So this should create a 5 block high wall in total. And next, I'm going to add a cool little wall pattern for the back, because this is going to be the reception area. So I'm just going to jazz it up a little bit. So for that, you're going to need some red concrete, some orange concrete, and some yellow concrete. So first up with the red, just in the corner here, I'm going to place 3 going down. And then that will be followed by 2, and then 1. And then next with the orange, I'm just going to place 2 going down like that. I'm just going to repeat that another 3 times to end up with a pattern like this. And then I'm just going to place one there. I'm just going to keep doing that all the way up to thicken it a little bit more. And the next, I'm just going to place one in that corner there, followed by one next to that. And the next, switching to the yellow, I'm going to place one just there, followed by another 2. And then just repeating that another 1, 2, 3 more times. And then I'm just going to thicken it by 1 more. And then finally with the red, placing 1 there, and then 2, and then 3. Which will give us a nice cool wall pattern for reception area there. And the next, with this white concrete, just next to that pattern, I'm going to add 5 going up like that. And then going to add 2 on the bottom and top, just next to it. And then just from the top and bottom point, I'm just going to extend that across to meet with that wall there. Like so. And while I'm here, you see this red border that's exposed. I'm just going to replace that with some grey concrete. Just going to replace all of this. And then sticking to this white concrete, if I just go through the door here, just from this point, I'm going to leave a gap of 3. Then I'm going to place another bit of white concrete down like that. So again, gap of 3 there. And then I'm just going to extend that so it's 5 blocks high in total. And I'm just going to extend this pillar of white concrete going all the way across, just until I meet with the other side over there. So that'll leave you with a nice large white wall like that. And then going back to these black stained glass panes here, I'm just going to place 5 on each side for this doorway here. And next, if I just go to the end here, from this point, I'm going to count across 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on that 8th block, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks, just going out like that. And I'm just going to extend this going all the way up so it's level with the back wall. Just like so. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 3. And I'm going to place another 5 on the other side. And then with these black stained glass panes, I'm just going to place another 5 on each side for a doorway here. And then going back to the white concrete, if I just go through this doorway here, from this point, I'm going to count across 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on that 5th block, I'm just going to place one bit of white concrete like that, extending that down like so. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 3. I'm going to place another 5 white concrete going up like that. And I'm just going to extend this going all the way across to meet with the grey bit of the wall there. And then with some more of these black glass panes, just place in 5 on each side. And the next up, just from this point here, I'm just going to count across 14 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And on that 14th block, with this white concrete, I'm just going to place 1 there, followed by another 5 going down with it. And then I'm just going to extend this across by another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And the next, just going to the other side here, I'm just going to place 3 white concrete going across like that. Then leave a gap of 2, place another bit of white concrete, gap of 2, and then just 3 on the end. And I'm just going to extend these points up so they're 5 blocks high in total. Just like so. And then this middle point, I'm just going to extend that in this direction. Just extending that all across. And then next, with these black stained glass panes, from this point, I'm just going to place 5 going up like that. Just on the right side there. And in between these gaps, I'm just going to place another 5 glass panes towards the middle bit. Some more doors, like so. Next up, let's get all of the floor filled in. So first up, I'm going to show you how to do the kitchen floor, which will be for the canteen area. So for that, I'm going to grab myself some white concrete and some black concrete. And then just starting in this corner here, with the black concrete, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3 bits, like so. And the next, with this black concrete, From this point, I'm going to place a bit of white concrete next to this bit of black concrete, followed by another bit of black concrete, some more white concrete. And I'm just going to keep alternating this. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just until it's 13 blocks across in total. So this should be 13 blocks long. And the next, I'm just going to create a checkered pattern. So I'm just going to alternate this like so here. Which in total should give us a 5 by 13 block area. So that will complete the canteen floor there. And the next, I'm then going to grab myself some grey concrete. And just where any grass area it is, so any blank area on the bottom, I'm just going to replace all of that with all of this grey concrete. So filling this whole bottom floor in with it. By the end, you should end up with all of the floor filled in like this. Next up, I'm now going to show you how to create the stairs, which will lead us up to all of the classrooms. So for that, I've got some grey concrete here, some light grey one. And then I'm just going to go to this little room just here. And then just from this point, I'm just going to place 2 grey concrete going down like that. And I'm just going to duplicate that another 3 times going diagonally downwards. And then on the end, just at the bottom here, I'm just going to place another bit of grey concrete. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some black stained glass panes. I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up. Next up, I'm then going to grab myself a deep slate tile stair here. I'm just going to place 3 next to that bit of grey concrete. I'm just going to repeat this going all the way up. Like so. And if I just go underneath here, with this grey concrete, I'm just going to place 3 covering each of these bits of stairs, like so. And next up, with some more of these stairs, I'm just going to place 3 just there. And then, with some of this light grey concrete, I'm just going to place 1 next to the stairs. And then I'm just going to extend this across by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, like that. And then just on the end here, I'm going to place 3 to meet with that wall there. And then just on top of this kind of like L shape here, I'm just going to place black stained glass panes on top. And the next, with this grey concrete, what I'm going to do, starting from here, I'm just going to outline the perimeter of this whole level. I'm just going to outline it all with all of this grey concrete here. So just going all the way around, outlining the whole area. Just until I meet back where we started. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill in all of this hollow area inside the perimeter that we marked. I'm just going to fill all of that in with all of this grey concrete here, which will form the floor for the first floor. And next up, I'm now going to mark out all of the different walls where all the classrooms are going to go. So first up, with this white concrete, starting just from this point here, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going across like that. I'm just going to extend this going all the way just until I'm 1 block below the top. So just extending this going all the way up. Just like that. And then with the grey concrete, from this point, I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And on that block, I'm just going to place 2 bits of grey concrete like so. If you've done this right, there should be 5 blocks below and 5 blocks above this point. And the next up, just from this point here, I'm just going to follow that going all the way down. And then with the white concrete, I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and then place 1 like so. And I'm just going to extend that so it's 7 blocks along in total. So that should be 7 there. So just to confirm, that gap here should align with the corner of this raised bit of the building. So there should be a 4 block gap here if you've done everything right. And the next, I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and then place another 7 blocks going across. And then another gap of 2 another 7, a gap of 2, and then finally 6 on the end there. And then sticking with the white concrete, just on the end of this point here, I'm just going to extend it all the way across to meet with the windows just there. I'm just going to do the same thing for these other 2 sections here. So just extending these end points all the way across. Like so. And as you see, that'll start the layout for each of the classrooms here. So I'm just going to extend each of these points going up, just so it's level with this section here. So it should be 1 block below the top of the building here. So in total, all of these walls should be 11 blocks high. So just extending all of these up. So by the end, you should end up with something that looks like this. So all the walls should be raised so they're 11 blocks high in total. And then going back to the grey concrete, just going to this first little hollow section here. From this point, I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. On that block, placing 2. So this should be at the middle point of this wall here. So again, there should be 5 blocks on the bottom and top. And then I'm just going to repeat this for these other gaps here. And as you see, by doing that, we are marking out the other floor. And the next up, what I'm going to do, just where I have placed these bits of grey concrete, I'm just going to extend each bit all the way across the whole room, which will complete the floor for the second level here. So I'm just going to do that for these other 4 areas here. So by the end, you should end up with something that looks like this. So as you see, the floor of all the classrooms on the second floor should all be filled in here. Next up, I'm then going to add the doors for each of the classrooms. So for the doors, I'm going to get some black stained glass panes, and I'm also going to grab myself a deep slate tile wall. So for each of these gaps here, on the left hand side, I'm going to place 1 black stained glass pane like that, followed by a deep slate tile wall on top, and followed by another 3 glass panes. So I'm just going to do that for each gap, for each classroom entrance here. So by the end, you should end up with something that looks like this. So each gap should have a door. Next up, I'm now going to show you how to create the next staircase, which will lead us to the second floor of all the classrooms. So for that, firstly, with this light grey concrete, just from the 1 to 3rd wall just here, from the bottom left corner, I'm just going to go across 1, and then I'm just going to count across 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, like so. And on that block, I'm just going to place 1 bit of light grey concrete. And then I'm just going to place another bit of concrete behind that block. And then I'm just going to place 2 going diagonally up like so. I'm just going to repeat that another 3 times. And then next, with the deep slate tile stairs, I'm just going to place 3 stairs next to the bit of grey concrete there. And I'm just going to repeat that going diagonally up. And the next, just on this point here, I'm going to place a bit of light grey concrete there. And I'm just going to extend that across by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, like so. And then from that point, placing 3 to join the back wall there. And the next, I'm going to get some more of these deep slate tile stairs. I'm just going to place another 3, like so. And then if I just go underneath here, I'm just going to place 3 light grey concrete to cover up these deep slate tile stairs. Just like so there. And then just on top of this kind of like L shape here, I'm going to grab myself some more black stained glass panes. And I'm just going to place some on top, like so. And I'm also going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going diagonally up as well. So that'll give us the stairs for the next floor. And the next, I'm just going to outline the perimeter of this area with some grey concrete. So like we've done with the bottom floor, I'm just going to place grey concrete going around the whole outer perimeter of this level here, which will leave you something like this. And then I'm just going to fill in all of the hollow area in with all of this grey concrete, which will complete all of the flooring for the school here. So by the end, you should end up with something that looks like this. So all the floors should be filled in. And the next, going back to the white concrete, I'm just going to fill in the whole of this top level. I'm just going to fill all of this in with all this white concrete. And that's going to complete the roof for our school here. So that will leave you with a large white roof like this. And then for some extra detail, I'm then going to grab myself some grey carpet. I'm just going to place some going around the whole perimeter of the white bit of the roof here. Just until I meet up with where we started. Good news is that is all of the walls and exterior of the school all complete. Which means we can now start decorating all of the interior properly. But first, it is a bit dark in here, so I think before we do anything else, let's add all of the lights. First up, for the lights for the reception area, I'm just going to grab myself some chains to begin with. And then, just in each corner, I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3 blocks going diagonally inwards. So I'm just going to do that for each corner. Which will leave you with 4 chains hanging down like that. There should be a gap of 3 in between them, and it should be centered there. And then I'm just going to extend each of these chains down by 10 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which will leave you with some long chains dangling like that. And the next, I'm just going to grab myself some lanterns. I'm just going to place 1 lantern below these chains here. Which will complete the lighting for the reception area. So next up for the lights for the canteen area. So for that, if I just start from this corner here, I'm just going to count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And then going to count up by 1, 2. And on that block, I'm going to place 1 lantern to begin with. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 4, place another lantern. I'm just going to keep repeating that another 3 more times. And then going back to the start here, I'm then going to leave a gap of 5. Then going to place another lantern. And then leaving a gap of 4, I'm going to place another one. And again, just repeating that. So you should end up with 8 lanterns like so. And the next up for the lights for this room here. So if I just go to this point here, I'm just going to count across 1, 2 blocks. And then I'm going to count up 1, 2 like so. I'm going to place 1 lamp there. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 2, place another lamp, leave a gap of 2, place another lamp. And then I'm just going to do the same thing whilst leaving a gap of 2 in between. Like so here. And next, if we just go to where the stairs are here, I'm just going to place 1 lantern in the corner there. And also, for some light in the reception area, from this point, I'm going to count across 1, 2, 3 blocks. And then I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3 blocks. On that 3rd block, I'm going to place 1 lamp there. I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and then place another lamp. So there, all the lights for the reception area. And then for the library area, just from this point here, I'm just going to go across by 1, 2, 3 blocks to begin with. And then up by 1, 2. On that block, I'm just going to place 1 lantern there. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 2, place another lantern. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 5, placing another lantern. Gap of 2, and then another lantern. And then for the toilet lights, just following this middle section here, just going to place 1 lantern there. Leave a gap of 2, place another one. And then another gap of 2, place another one. And then for each toilet area, I'm just going to place 2 lanterns in the middle there. And next up for the lights of the school corridors here. So for the first corridor, on the first floor, firstly, if I just start from the middle point here of that wall, I'm just going to count up 1, 2 blocks. And then I'm going to go across 2, place a lantern, then leave a gap of 3, and then place another lantern like so. And then I'm just going to leave a gap of 3 in between each of these lanterns. Place another one like so. And then from this point, I'm going to leave a gap of 4. and place another lantern. Then leave a gap of 3, place another one. And then a gap of 3, and then place another one on the other side here. And then from this point, leave a gap of 4, place a lantern, leave a gap of 3, place another lantern, like so. And then from that lantern, a gap of 4, placing one more lantern, leaving a gap of 3, and placing another one. So that'll give you the lights for the first floor. And then for the second floor, so the second corridor here. And then for the lights for the second floor corridor, I'm just going to do a very similar thing. So from this point, I'm going to go across 1 and then up by 2. Place a lantern there. Leave a gap of 3. Place another lantern. And then leave a gap of 3 and place another 2 lanterns on the other side. And from this point, I'm going to leave a gap of 4. Placing another lantern. Gap of 3. And then a gap of 3 on the other side. And then another gap of 4, placing a lantern, gap of 3, another lantern, and then a gap of 3 and placing another 2 on the other side. And then finally, a gap of 4, placing a lantern, a gap of 3, placing another lantern there. So that'll give us all of the lights for each hallway here. And the next up, if I just head to the second floor of the school here, and to the classroom just on the left here. So this is going to be where the changing rooms are. So the lights are going to be slightly different in this classroom only. So just from that point, I'm going to count across 1 block. I'm going to place a lantern there. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 5 and place another lantern. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 2, place another lantern. Gap of 2, place another lantern, like so. So they're the lights for the changing rooms. But then for all of the other classrooms, you've got the exact same thing. So if I show you in one, and then you can do it in the others. So if I show you in this one, so the lights in each classroom are going to go like this. So from this point, I'm going to count across 1, 2, 3 blocks. On that block, I'm going to place a lantern. Then I'm going to leave it a gap of 2, place another lantern. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 5, place another lantern. Gap of 2, place another lantern. So I'm just going to do this exact same light design for each classroom. So I'll just show you once more. Again, for the same classroom, from this point, going across by 1, 2, 3, placing a lantern, gap of 2, place a lantern, gap of 5, place a lantern, gap of 2, place a lantern. So I'm just going to repeat that for each of the other classrooms we haven't done yet. So feel free to replay that part of the video to get all the other classrooms lighted up here. So by the end, as you see, each classroom has got a set of lights, which should all look identical from each other. Apart from this room up here, which is the changing room, that should be slightly different. So now with all of the lights placed in the building, we can now start decorating it full of loads of furniture. So first up, let's decorate the reception area. For this, firstly, I'm just going to grab myself some yellow wool and a smooth quartz slab to begin with. And just in the corner over here, I'm just going to place 2 yellow wool like that, followed by another 2, followed by 2 on the end. In the middle, I'm just going to add 2 smooth quartz slabs. And the next, for a modern carpet design, I'm going to grab myself some red, some orange, and some yellow carpet. And just from this point, I'm going to count across 1, 2, 3 blocks. On that block, I'm going to place 1 bit of red carpet. I'm going to leave a gap and then place another bit of red carpet. And then I'm going to place 1 orange, 2 yellow, 1 red, 2 orange, 1 yellow, and then 2 red. Which should give you a cool pattern like this. And then for the reception desk, I'm then going to grab myself some light grey concrete. I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 concrete going along like that. I'm then going to grab myself a stone pressure plate. I'm just going to put one firstly on the 3rd block there, leave a gap of 2 and another one there. Then I'm going to grab myself an iron trap door. I'm just going to shift and place one behind the pressure plate. And then with a lever, I'm just going to place one underneath each trapdoor. I'm just going to flick them. And then I'm going to grab myself a button. And I'm just going to put one next to each pressure plate like that. And then I'm going to grab myself a painting. I'm just going to shift and place one on each trapdoor. And that'll give us our laptop designs here. And that'll give us some laptop designs. And I'm going to do a similar thing on this area. So again, with a stone pusher plate, just in this block, I'm going to place one there. I'm going to leave a gap of 2, place another one. And with a temporary block, I'm just going to place 2 diagonally, like so. Then I can add a painting, some more laptop screens like that. And then I'm going to grab myself another stone button, just place one next to each pressure plate. And I'm also going to grab myself a flower pot. I'm just going to place 3 there. And then I'm just going to grab myself some flowers. I'm going to grab myself a dandelion and a poppy. So I'll add 2 dandelions there and a poppy in the middle. And then for some chairs, I'm going to grab myself a smooth quartz slab. And I'm just going to put one in front of each laptop. Just like so. And then I'm going to grab myself an iron door. And I'm just going to put one behind each slab. And I'm also going to grab myself a red banner, which I'm going to put in front of each iron door here. And then for some filing cabinets, I'm going to grab myself some light grey shulker boxes. And firstly, I'm just going to put 2 there, leave a gap, place another 2, and extend these up so they're 3 blocks high in total. And then finally, for the reception entrance, I've got an iron trap door here, just going to place 1 there. And then with a lever, I'm going to place 1 there, so the door can be opened and closed. Which will complete the reception area. I'm also going to add some signs on the outside of the school. So I'm just going to grab myself a birch sign. And just here, I'm going to type in school, then reception, and entrance. Like so. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. Next up, I'm going to show you how to decorate the canteen area. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself a deep slate tile stair, some white stained glass panes, and also some white carpet. What I'm going to do, firstly, I'm just going to leave a gap here, and then I'm just going to place 3 stairs like so, then leave a gap of 2, place some more stairs, some behind that, gap of 2, row of stairs behind that, gap of 2, row of stairs behind that. So I'm just going to keep repeating this just until I reach here, just right at the end there. And sticking with these stairs, from this point, I'm just going to count across 1. I'm going to place another 3 stairs there, leave a gap, place another 3 stairs, leave a gap of 2 in between each of them, add some more stairs. And then just in between each of these gaps, with some white stained glass panes again, I'm going to place 6 in the middle of each gap. And to finish off the tables with some white carpet, just going to place 6 on each set of panes here to complete all the tables. And the next up for the main kitchen area. Firstly, for a fridge where all the drinks can be stored. Next up for the kitchen area. So first up, I'm going to show you how to create the fridge where students can get on their drinks and stuff. So for that, I'm going to grab myself an iron block, some blue stained glass, some item frames, and some iron trapdoors here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place 2 blocks of iron just there, followed by 4 blue stained glass, 2 trapdoors on top, followed by 4 item frames, and then to fill them up, I'm going to grab some water bottles and also some potions of fire resistance, as that kind of looks like orange juice there. So I'm just going to fill all of that up just there. So next up for the main kitchen area. So for that, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some light grey concrete. And firstly, I'm just going to place all the concrete going all the way across just until I meet with the end of where all the floor is. I'm then going to place another 2, leave a gap, and then 1 on the end there. And if I go back to the left hand side, I'm just going to place another 2 grey concrete there. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 6, and then place another bit of grey concrete just there to finish off. And then in that gap, I'm going to add some cauldrons. So I'm just going to add 6, like so. And then I'm going to myself some item frames. I'm just going to put 6 on top of these cauldrons. And then I'm just going to fill these up with loads of lovely food for the buffet. So I'm going to grab myself some steak, some cod, a baked potato, a carrot, beetroot soup, and a cake. So I'm just going to fill each of these item frames up. Like so there. Next, I'm going to grab myself a heavy pressure plate. And I'm just going to put 4 in the corner there to represent piles of plates. And the next, I'm going to grab myself a glass pane. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 going across like that, followed by 1 on the end there. And then for a heat lamp to keep all the food warm, I'm going to grab myself a smooth quartz slab, a smooth quartz block, some chains, and a beacon. For this, with a smooth quartz slab, I'm just going to put 1 just there. I'm going to send that across just so it's 7 blocks along in total. And then going to the other side, I'm going to place 1 slab on the ends there, followed by a beacon in the middle there, followed by another 2 slabs next to the beacon. And I'm just going to double these slabs up. And then I'm just going to place 1 slab on top of the beacon there. And then finally, with these chains, I'm just going to place 2 on each end, like so there. And that'll complete the buffet area. And then for a till, I'm going to get myself a stone brick stair. And I'm just going to put that just on the end. And then with some grey carpet for a countertop, I'm just going to add that on top of these areas here. Next, I'm going to grab myself a iron trapdoor. I'm just going to put 1 there. And I'm also going to grab a lever and put 1 on the other side so the chefs can enter and exit like so. And the next, for the main kitchen area, for another fridge, I'm going to grab myself a piston. I'm just going to place 4 going up like that. And I'm going to place another 4 in the other direction like so, which will give us our fridge there. Then I'm going to grab myself some grey concrete. And I'm just going to place, firstly, 4 going along like that. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 3. Place 1 more, and then there should be a gap of 2 left on the end there. And the next, for the oven, I'm just going to grab myself an iron block to begin with. I'm just going to put 2 going up like that, followed by some black stained glass next to those. I'm also going to add some iron trapdoors on top. And then I'm going to grab myself a birch sign, like that. I'm also going to grab myself a deep slate. Sorry, not a deep slate, a black stone button. I'm just going to put 1 there. And then for the oven screen, I'm going to create a quick banner here. So for the banner, you're going to need a black banner, some white dye, and a loom. So I'm just going to quickly place the loom down there, add the banner and the white dye in. I'm just going to create this white border around the black banner there. And that'll create our oven door just like that. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some furnaces. I'm just going to put 2. I'm just going to place 2 facing backwards. And on top of these furnaces, I'm going to add 2 iron trapdoors for some stove tops. And for our deep fryer design, I'm just going to dig this block down by 1. Then I'm going to grab myself an armor stand and a chainmail helmet. I'm going to put the armor stand down like that, followed by a chainmail helmet. I'm then going to grab myself a cauldron and place that above. Then I'm going to get a piston and a redstone block. I'm going to put a piston above the cauldron and a redstone block to power it, which will push the cauldron down into the armor stand, which will give us this fire basket look, like so. And the next, I'm then going to grab myself a stone slab. And just on that block, I'm going to place 3 going across. And from the middle point, I'm just going to extend that up to the top there. And then for a little washing up area, I'm going to grab myself a cauldron. And I'm just going to put 2 cauldrons there. And then with a water bucket, place 2. And I'm also going to grab myself a tripwire hook, which is going to be 2 taps for all the sinks there. And then finally, I'm going to grab myself an oak pressure plate, and I'm just going to place one in these gaps, like so. That'll complete the kitchen area of the canteen. And the next up, I'm going to show you how to create a burger banner. So for that, I'm just going to grab myself a yellow banner and some brown dye to begin with. And I'm also going to need a loom. For this burger banner, for some extra decoration here, I'm going to add the I'm just going to add the yellow banner and brown dye in. Firstly, I'm just going to add a brown stripe like that. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some red dye. Place that in with the banner. I'm just going to choose this triangle pattern like that. And the next, I'm going to grab myself 2 orange dye. And this time, I'm going to choose the top rectangle like that. And also the bottom rectangle. And to finish off the banner, I'm going to grab myself 2 white dye. Firstly, I'm just going to put this fancy pattern in like that. And then I'm just going to choose a white border going around. And that'll give us a burger banner. I'm just going to place this banner on top of each set of table and chairs here for some extra decoration, which will complete the canteen area. Next up for the staff room. So for the staff room, firstly, I'm just going to grab myself some red wool and a smooth quartz slab. And the next, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 going along, followed by 1 red wool going out on the end there. Then I'm going to leave a gap, place another 2 red wool, 4 red wool going across, and then 1 going out on the end there. And then just in the middle of these gaps, I'm just going to add 3 smooth quartz slabs, like so. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some red carpet, some orange carpet, and some yellow carpet. And then I'm going to do the same rug design that we've done in the reception area. So again, if I start from this point, I'm going to place 2 red carpet, 1 orange, 2 yellow, 1 red, 2 orange, 1 yellow, and then 2 red to finish. Give us a nice fancy rug there. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some light grey shulker boxes. And these are going to be for the lockers of all of the teachers. So firstly, I'm just going to place 8 just there, followed by 12 just there, like so. And then just in this corner here, I'm going to add a little staff kitchen. So I'm just going to grab myself some more pistons. I'm just going to place 3 there, and then 3 going in the other direction for another fridge. Just there. And then I'm then going to grab myself some light grey concrete. I'm just going to place 2 next to that fridge. And then I'm also going to grab myself some stone stairs. I'm just going to put 1 just there. And in front of that, I'm going to grab an item frame and some cocoa beans, because this indeed is going to be a coffee machine. I'm just going to place the item frame in front with the cocoa beans inside there. And then for a little coffee mug, I'm just going to use a flower pot, like so. And for a little chopping board as well, we can add a oak pressure plate. And the next, I'm going to get myself a birch sign. I'm just going to put a sign outside which says staff only, like so there. And that will complete the staff room. And there we have it. That is the first part of the interior all done. In the third and final part, I promise, I'll be showing you how to do all the interior for all of the different classrooms and all of the extra areas we ain't covered in this part. But yeah, so until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.